Beneath the ordinary world lies a veil, and behind it, the voices of the lost still whisper.
We are your guides into the shadows, where true crime meets the paranormal.
From chilling crimes to haunted histories, we uncover the stories that refuse to rest.
This is Veil of Echoes. Something has changed. The patterns, the control, the careful planning. It's slipping. By this point, Ted Bundy has already slipped through their hands more than once. He's not where he's supposed to be. He's not being watched. He's not contained. And now, he's not being careful.
As we mentioned earlier in this newscast, Theodore Bundy is still at large at this hour. Sandy Gilmore's just returned from the scene, and we now have his report.
Bundy was being held here in the Garfield County Jail because it is modern and said to be much more secure than facilities in Aspen, about an hour away. Bundy's escape bordered on a Houdini escapade. The 5'11", 145-pound former law student ripped out a light fixture and steel grating in the ceiling and then maneuvered himself up through a 12-inch by 12-inch hole in the ceiling.
For the first time, this isn't hidden. It's visible. It's escalating. And this is the moment where everything starts to fall apart.
This is episode 58.
The Ted Bundy case.
Part 3. Welcome back to Veil of Echoes, the podcast where true crime meets the unexplained and where stories aren't just told, they're experienced.
Each week, we step into cases that stay with you. The moments that feel ordinary until they aren't.
We follow the timeline, the behavior, and the details that reveal what was really happening beneath the surface.
We're your hosts. I'm Lindsay.
I'm Zach.
And I'm Bria. This episode includes discussions of violence and murder. Some details may be disturbing. Listener discretion is advised.
If you choose to follow the show or leave a review, it helps these stories reach further.
And helps us continue telling them.
And we truly appreciate it. Halsey says she appreciates it too.
Very much so.
And before we continue, there's something we also want to bring you into.
We've been talking about giving our listeners a name.
But we don't want to choose it ourselves. Halsey wants to choose it.
And Halsey wants to call it.
She's putting her 2 cents in. Anyways. Basically, we want you guys to help us name... We need a name for you guys.
For the family.
Yes.
Yes, so we want you to decide it.
Yes. So...
Our fearless followers, please help us in our dire time of need.
Do you think Veil Walkers? What was the other one? The Echo Keepers?
The unknown or something like that?
Unseen. I don't know. Anyways,
the unseen.
One of those, yeah.
Those are just a few
Those are a few
suggestions.
options.
But we'd like your input.
Yes. So, I know one of our biggest fans, she goes by Morbid Jen, but she really likes Veil Walkers.
I like it too because, I mean, you're walking with us and listening to it and following us on our journey.
Yes,
Yep.
I like that one. But, yeah, anyways, we want to do a poll, though, so whatever you guys think.
Please, be creative.
But yeah, just send us your ideas. You can comment us, message us, leave it in a review. And we do choose the name. We'll be sharing it on here. Also, I can't talk. I want to say thank you for getting us to 69 countries.
Hell yeah, buddy.
Thank you. 69 countries.
I mean, we just had 40 last week, so we keep going up. And then Pod News shared us.
Growing.
So that's awesome. They're a reputable podcast.
News page.
Yeah, newsletter page. Like,
Weren't we also featured on Apple's?
yeah. It was part of
highlight
Pod
or
News,
something?
though, like for
Yes.
new and noteworthy shows, so that was exciting. So I'm excited to see where we go from here. But we couldn't do it without you guys.
Yes, all because of
Hell yeah,
you.
brother.
Thank you.
So, and then a shout out to Pod News for sharing us. That was awesome.
Thank
Very
you,
well
Pod News.
appreciated.
Yes. But for now, let's go back to 1975.
By 1975, Ted Bundy had already crossed state lines. Washington, Utah, and now Colorado. What had started as isolated disappearances was becoming something else, a pattern. One the investigators were only just beginning to understand. Jackie's bored
And now
of Ted.
Jackson is snoring. That's our dog. He's
Yeah.
always snoring.
That's Sleepy Jack. That was her mouth.
Oh my gosh. We're just having a time.
We're gonna put it right here, right now. That was her mouth, not her ass.
Just try to
This time.
ignore the different sound effects. Yeah, but
It's just the ambiance.
January 12th, 1975. Snowmass Village, Colorado. A resort. Families. Guests moving through the halls. And somewhere in that space, something doesn't make sense. 23-year-old Karen Campbell, a registered nurse, disappears. Not from a dark road, not from an empty street, but from a well-lit hallway, just steps away from her room. Her body isn't found until weeks later, miles away. Blunt force trauma, evidence of a second weapon. This wasn't hesitation. It was confidence.
2 months later, March 15th, Vail, Colorado. 26-year-old Julie Cunningham leaves her apartment to meet a friend. She never makes it. He approaches her on crutches, asking for help. The same method. Refined. Practice. Her body was never found.
And it didn't stop there. Denise Oliverson, taken while riding her bike. Lynette Culver, 12 years old, taken from school. Susan Curtis disappears from a university campus. Different places, different lives, same pattern.
And through all of this, he's still moving, still blending in, still free. Until August 16th, 1975, a Utah Highway Patrol officer pulls over a Volkswagen Beetle. The driver, Ted Bundy.
At first, it doesn't seem like much, just another stop. But inside the car, there are things that don't belong. A mask, handcuffs, a crowbar. Tools that don't have innocent explanations. But it wasn't just the items inside the car. It was how the car itself had been set up.
Ted Bundy reminds me of Al Bundy, but Al Bundy's not a murderer. Married with children.
Married with children.
Oh.
Love and marriage.
Katie
love
Siegel. What was
and
his actual name?
marriage
I don't know his real
goes
name.
together like a horse and carriage.
Huh.
I don't know the actor's name, but that's the first thing I've seen Katie Siegel on. Seagal. Like
Seagal.
Seagull.
just like God, what is his name?
Seagull.
Steven Seagal.
Ed O'Neill.
Ed O'Neill. I was like, I don't know his name, but he's an actual black belt in something.
Jesus.
He had to whoop Ted Bundy's ass. Get him out.
It's just like Jason Statham. Jason Statham will rock you.
Yeah, but apparently, so the patrol officer started going after him in the first place because Ted Bundy's an idiot and saw his patrol car, so started fleeing at a high speed. So, I mean, he kind of made it obvious.
Dumbass.
Nervous much?
And then, of course, it says, searching the car, He found a ski mask, a second mask fashioned from pantyhose, a crowbar, handcuffs, trash bags, a coil of rope, an ice pick, and other items initially assumed to be burglary tools. Bundy explained that the ski mask was for skiing.
We're in Colorado, officer. We're in Utah, dumbass. Oh.
He had found the handcuffs in a dumpster, and the rest were common household items.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's not.
Yeah, but look.
Yeah, that's not,
Like, these are for skiing, sir. What the fuck? Where are you skiing
What
at?
do you
What
need
would
the
you
handcuffs
do
to ski
if you
for?
were this cop and you saw
gotta
these
lock
items?
my
Like,
feet
right
to the
here is
skis.
like the, what are they called? Like the
Bundy kit?
Bundy kit.
It's a murder kit.
The murder
That's
kit.
exactly what that is.
There's a flashlight,
That's a
rope,
disposal kit.
an ice pick. Yeah. 2 masks, gloves, a crowbar. Wow. Yeah.
These are all my items to go skiing with, officer.
Idiot.
I know
Idiot.
he's not our second episode, but I know who the second row should be.
Yeah. No, but yeah, he's an idiot. But anyways.
Old Ted Bundy.
But it wasn't just the items inside the car. It was how the car itself had been set up. The passenger seat had been removed. The space rearranged.
Not for storage, not for convenience, but for something else.
Yeah. And again, you found these items and then you see the passenger door. Or,
I would have been like, all right,
Chair.
get the fuck out of the car, dumbass.
What happened
and
to
I don't
your
know.
seat?
Wasn't his I thought the door handle was missing too. Or was
On
that
the inside. Like, so they couldn't get
I
it
thought
open
it was
from
the inside
Yes.
that
They can only
Yes.
be open from the outside.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, okay.
That's
Yeah,
my
that's
first
not
question.
weird
I'd
at
be
all.
like, sir, okay,
I'll be like the guy
Not
from
only-
a haunted house. Instead of what happened to your furniture, like, what happened to your seat, cuz?
you have these items, but then why
You
is
got
your passenger seat missing?
Like, where the fuck did you get this car from?
Or like the fucking cop from the Dahmer, when he pulls over Dahmer, and then he had his first. Wasn't it the first victim? No. Yeah.
It was, I think it was the first one.
He had in trash bags, and then what was his excuse? Oh, it's lawn clippings.
Lawn clippings, yeah. And the officer's like, all right, have a good day.
Whose grass are you cutting? Well, who was it that got caught with a dead body in the back of the vehicle? They got pulled over and they had one of their victims in the trunk or the
Well, that
bed.
was Dahmer,
Was it Dahmer?
but he got away. He
No,
said it
but
was grass.
There was somebody that was actually
clippings.
busted because they were pulled over and they had like somebody in the bed of the truck and the officer actually checked it. I'm gonna have to look it up because I could have swore it was one of those fucking weirdos with glasses and fucking facial hair.
I
I
don't
thought
know.
it was Raider, but
I know I watched a video recently of a guy that was driving along and got pulled over by the cops, and the cops smelt something coming from his car, and he was like, oh, it's just this or it's just that. And then he runs, and then they open up the trunk, and there's a dead body, and he's like, oh yeah, that's in there.
What? I mean, that's
Or-
kind of something you don't forget.
Or there was
How'd
just
that get
another
there?
one that I had seen of a woman.
Jesus.
It was a woman who was driving her car. She got pulled over, and her back glass was shattered out. Well, there was blood everywhere in the car. And she kept saying, it's deer meat. It's deer meat.
I saw that one, I believe.
I'm
That
just
was
like,
weird.
what-
What the fuck do you mean it's deer meat?
what?
Or I was watching one on Scoops where they went to do a health checkup, and the person was like in the garage in a fucking trash bin, and they're like, "Oh, I don't know where they're at. I don't know where. Would you mind if we check it around?" Or the guy that killed his roommate and their family came to check, and he's like, "Can we go upstairs?" "Oh, I'd rather you not go upstairs."
Yeah,
Why?
rather you not do that.
Like, you're being way too obvious. Like, he'd stand in front of the stairs and it's like,
Is that the one that, like, he came to the door and
yeah,
was
he was
like,
trying not to even let him in.
I mean, you can come in, but
It
it's
was like
probably
two
not the
cops,
best
the mom and
idea.
the sister came to check on their brother
People
or
are
something.
stupid.
Yeah, it's like, oh, it's kind of a mess. And like, bro, come on now. It's a mess because you made it a mess. And then they finally lets them in, and they're like, oh, can we go upstairs and check on them? Oh, I'd rather you not. It's like-
There was just one, too, of
It's
a...
like, can I have that cigarette now? You want that cigarette?
There's just one of a person who identifies it was a male, identified as a female.
Oh.
The two cops were like, well, we need to come in and do a welfare check on so-and-so. And he's like, her car's here, but she's out of town.
Yes, I've seen those are
She's been
fucked
letting
up
me stay
too.
here. She's been letting me stay here.
Idiot.
Okay,
Those are the
but
most eerie ones. Like, come on, bro.
We-
The vehicle's still here.
we have a welfare check. We have to go through with the welfare check. We have to make sure the person's okay. Well, I'm renting the house from her right now. She's out of town.
Was it still parked in the garage?
No, it was out on the street.
Okay, because I seen one similar where they're like, they told, oh, they're not here, and they like went around and looked in the window, like, the car's still here, the car's still here, and they're like, what the fuck?
There's a
Yeah,
lot.
and well, he was like, the person finally let him in the house, and they were looking around, and there's like piles of clothes, and they're like, there's probably something underneath these piles of clothes. Nothing under the pile of clothes. Deep freezer. The deep freezer's locked.
Why is your meat freezer locked?
And as this person's outside, he's like, don't look at the freezer.
Oh my god. Isn't that thinking of that? Was that where
I love it. You can check everywhere, but hey, you don't want to look in that freezer.
I'd like to do a case
Why
over this
not?
too.
And they had to get a locksmith to come out to open up
God
the
damn it.
freezer, and the locksmith was like, I know that smell.
I don't.
Ugh.
Would you rather be an officer and like have them lie like that, and you be like, I already know what's going on, or walk up and that boy be like, hey, you want to know why we're here? You want to know why our parents called you? What's in your bedroom? A human head and hand.
A human
Like,
head.
I'd
and
rather you
hands.
had lied about it. I'd rather be like, I already know what's gonna happen, but it's when they're upfront about it. It's like, man, I want you to
That
come
kid was
clean eventually.
so nonchalant about
but
that.
so Ed Kemper, so Kemper. That kid's
A
at least
human
6
head
something.
and hands.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Like it's normal to have that in a pizza box.
I'm
The
just like,
video. Oh my gosh.
All right, bro,
What is, like,
you-
can I reenact it? What the?
you definitely need to be behind bars the rest of your life.
He was even telling him the noises and making the noises as he was reenacting. I'm like, all right, kick this kid.
Yeah.
He's,
That's-
what, 17?
Thinking of the freezer, the Bernie, Jack Black.
Yes.
Is it Teed? Is that his last name?
I don't know, but he
But
put her in the
Marjorie,
freezer?
yeah, she was in the freezer. Do you remember that? Where he was
Was it husband and wife?
no,
Well, they were
Oh.
kind of. I don't know if they were romantically.
no,
But
they were friends.
he used to take care of her. And She
Yes.
was like 20 something plus years older than him, but she.
Because
treated
he was
him like
a
shit, but he was just a nice guy.
mortician.
Oh yeah, he was. It was just weird. It was a weird thing seeing Jack Black play that part.
I know that there was recently a case of a husband and a wife, and the husband did something to his wife and put her in the freezer, and she was still alive.
Jesus.
Shit.
Yeah, like she was barely alive, but she still had a pulse, and the police got her out of the freezer.
That's terrible.
That's a
And
man.
he's like, I love her.
Oh,
I really
yeah, do ya?
I'm like, all of you say that all the time. You're always like, I loved her, I loved her, I loved him, I loved
We
him.
need to
What the
have a
fuck's wrong with
little mini-sode of like dumbass remark like that. Like, are you serious?
I'm just like,
Or like that one case. It was I poured cranberry juice.
Oh my god. Yeah.
Dumbass.
Man.
Yeah.
It can be almost like the roast, but
dumbasses from the Vale.
Dumbasses. Yeah. Idiots.
We're gonna do dumbasses from the Vale.
I still
Yeah.
want to do the echoes and airwaves.
Yeah, that's cool.
Your turn.
Here, you want me to put you to sleep like I did the last time?
She's like, yeah, I'll take it.
She's like, I'm gonna pass around. Better get a picture, Lindsay.
No.
Start sitting under your mouth.
Murder is being planned.
Murder. That's funny. How is your mom?
She's good.
It's good.
She didn't have a heart attack.
Oh, what?
Her cardiologist called her.
So why'd they tell her she did? Oh,
Excuse you?
he's talking.
She's like, those damn cardiologists.
Yeah, cardiologist called her.
So was
She
it
never
like
had a heart attack, no blockages, nothing. They have no idea.
Then what? What?
Yep. That's why I told her, I said, this is why you needed to wait to hear from the cardiologist instead of thinking that that's what you had. I said, because the primary care doctor doesn't know shit.
No, because they're not
primary
specialized.
care.
Yeah, they don't specialize in that shit.
Like,
yeah, they pretty much do what I can do. They give you fucking Tylenol until you go lay down for a while.
yeah.
It's like anybody can fucking read up on
Well,
Wikipedia and do the
then.
primary. Be like, oh, your legs hurt? Well, here, take some Advil and tell me how your joints feel tomorrow.
Yeah.
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 Okay.
She was like, no, you
Yeah, that's
didn't
what
have a
I'm
heart
gonna do.
attack.
Well, I mean, good. That's awesome.
I was like,
but like your poor
Oh,
mom
God.
thought she
I
did.
know.
You know?
Yeah, because that's fucked. Like, something's wrong. It hurt.
So yeah. Well, she's good then.
But then what happened? They don't know?
her back pain, they're just saying is arthritis.
Well, hey, we'll take that over.
Yeah.
Huh?
Just seems very intense to cause a chest issue.
Yeah.
Like, if that's where she was feeling it? It's like, yeah.
She was, all of her back pain, she has bad back pain. And they said that for women, one sign of a heart attack is back pain. Because for women, it's different from men. Of course.
Always.
Well, I don't think they know what they're talking about.
It's like we were
I don't either.
engineered differently.
Are you okay, Lindsay?
Yeah, it's my pod expires.
Okay.
So I'll say it's about that time. Ow.
The passenger seat had been removed, the space rearranged.
Not for storage, not for convenience, but for something else.
A space that made it harder to get out. A space designed for control.
And later, he sold the car. Like it was nothing.
But by then, someone had already experienced exactly what that space was for. And for the first time, something doesn't hold, because now there's someone who saw him, Carol DeRange, and she identifies him. And suddenly, he's not invisible anymore. And for the first time, he's not in control.
By the time Ted Bundy was facing prosecution in Colorado, the case against him still wasn't complete. Not in the way people imagine. Not airtight. Not finished. There was pressure. And there was suspicion. There were investigators across multiple states comparing notes, trying to turn a pattern into something they could prove. And somehow, even then, he was still finding spaces inside the system.
Because this part of the story isn't just about what he had already done. It's about what happened next. How a man already tied to abduction, already on investigators' radar, was still able to slip through their hands. Not once, but twice.
June 7th, 1977, Pitkin County Courthouse, Aspen, Colorado. Bundy had chosen to act as his own attorney, which gave him unusual access.
Which is, I don't understand, because he did not get his law degree. He went to law school.
You ever notice that they always let some of these people do that because they know it's setting them up for failure?
Well, that and the entertainment. Like, come on. It was entertaining. Like, you dumbass.
Then again, and I'm pretty sure it's protected by, like, our Constitution that you're allowed to be your own.
Yeah.
You're allowed to represent yourself without legal representation from the state or hiring somebody else. It's a wild play, but...
And there's people that do it.
They allow, this motherfucker. I'm surprised Murdoch didn't do it.
And there are some people that...
I am honestly surprised he didn't, because he actually had a law degree, did it for decades.
Oh yeah, his whole family.
But
he was a cocky motherfucker
he knew
too.
he was
yes?
he was done.
There's nothing he could say beyond that point. What did he say? Well, when I left for my mom's house and didn't I wasn't there.
I thought his appeal was coming up. Didn't it come up in February? But I didn't hear nothing more of it.
Yeah, I haven't heard anything either.
I'm curious now.
Because he probably didn't win it.
Yeah, because, like, there's no, everything points to you, man. I'm sorry, like, I mean, I'm not sorry. I didn't do shit, but you did it to yourself.
Good God, he's tall.
Most of them are. Except old fish and fucking ham and eggs. That still kills me, like, the name of Albert Fish, you couldn't call him, like, Fish something?
Okay, so,
Hamilton.
of course, Murdoch. So, this was in February. It says, while Murdoch admitted to the financial crimes, he has consistently maintained he did not kill his wife and son, and he is seeking a new trial to prove his innocence.
He's still pretty crazy. Something like the Murdoch case and, what was the other? There's another one. There's just so much evidence that you can't really... It's all stacked up against you.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like, even from what his mom's house or his mom's caretaker, she's like, well, that's the first time he's ever came over at night, and he didn't stay long. I'm like, I wonder why. Alibi.
On February 11th, 2026, the South Carolina Supreme Court heard oral arguments regarding Alec Murdaugh's appeal for a new trial following his 2023 murder conviction, focused on alleged jury tampering by Clerk Becky Hill. Justices questioned if a single juror being influenced warranted a new trial. A ruling is expected by late April. Well, it's coming up.
I was going to say, just a few more weeks.
Stay tuned.
Yep, so we'll see what that says. Old Alec Murdaugh.
Dumbass Murdaugh. I'm telling you, the majority of these people just need to be labeled in prison as dumbass inmate 1, dumbass inmate 2.
I know, I agree.
Like, you need that label on your file. Dumbass number 1, please take the stand.
Yeah.
I didn't do it. Dumbass, yes you did.
Dumbass. Yes. We need Red Foreman.
Yeah. Bundy had chosen to act as his own attorney, which gave him unusual access. He wasn't being handled like every other defendant. He was allowed movement, allowed documents, allowed time to work on his case. And during a recess, he asked to go to the courthouse law library. A normal request. Reasonable. Routine.
I'm sorry. He wasn't dumb as he escapes, but they let him do it. They just let him go unattended. Okay.
Go
anyways,
America's law justice system coming for you.
Anyways. And that's what made it dangerous, because routine was where he always did his best work.
Inside the library, he moved out of sight, opened a window, and jumped from the second floor of the courthouse.
I'm sorry.
And nobody was like, should we go tell them there's someone jumping out the fucking window?
But why wouldn't they let him go unattended, though? I don't get it.
I don't either.
Again, America's justice system.
Yep. They're the finest.
This was in Colorado?
Yeah.
Man.
You know, it just reminds me of a video I watched last night of a guy that was high on fentanyl,
Oh, Jesus.
running from the cops,
Okay.
crashed his girlfriend's Jeep into a Tesla.
Oh.
Like, they were just doing a traffic stop on him because he was doing 86 and a 60. And instead, he decided when the cop came up behind him, he was just going to whip a Yui. And then took off. Cop caught up with him. And he hit a Tesla head on. Got out of the Jeep, started running for it. One of the cops ran up to him, caught him.
Jeez.
And he's like, they're telling him get on the ground. He's like, no, I'm not getting on the ground. I'm not getting on the ground. He finally told the cops that he was high off of fentanyl. They take him to the hospital after the wreck. He runs from the hospital.
Oh, my gosh.
Buck-ass nude.
Oh, no.
Shits on himself.
Oh.
And he's still fighting the security guards. And he's running outside of the hospital, running down the road. Buck-ass nude. And one of the security guards is running after him. And another security guard finally catches up. Gets the guy on the ground. They get him back in the hospital, and this officer's like, dude, you've already got felony charges. You keep racking them up.
Right. It's probably like, well.
And he goes, my arm's broke, though.
What?
He goes, I don't give a shit what's wrong with your arm, bro. You keep racking up fucking charges, bro.
Oh, my gosh. Idiots. And just like that, a man being prosecuted for murder gone through a window.
Bundy jumped out of this second-story window at the front of the Pitkin County Courthouse this morning. He was scheduled for a court appearance and apparently had been locked into the law library by sheriff's deputies while attorneys were arguing a motion to strike the death penalty. Witnesses say he left in a hurry, however, nobody saw him open the window, and he escaped clean in an unknown direction.
He injured his ankle in the fall, but he kept moving through Aspen. into the mountains, into the woods. He broke into a hunting cabin, stole food, clothing, a rifle, and kept going. For days, he moved through the wilderness trying to get farther south. But he got lost. Cold, exhausted, and in pain.
Duh.
I don't know what he thought. Like, obviously, you are one of the most high
You know what?
prolific serial
Fuck it.
killers.
Let's get the Ouija board out and fucking ask the fucker.
Yeah.
What made you, what, in what,
Yeah.
dumb ass motherfucker.
He thought he was smart. I mean,
You know, have you ever noticed though, like a lot of these serial killers have a high IQ, but they literally lack
yeah.
the most common sense
yes.
ever.
Yes. Uh-huh.
I'd much rather have a low IQ and have common sense.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, me too.
Like, the common sense window, like, that just goes out the window.
Idiot.
Like, nowhere to be found.
Nope. He's dumb.
And even then, even injured, even exposed to the elements, he kept trying to stay ahead of them. That matters. Because it tells you something about him. Not panic, not desperation alone, but control, planning, and persistence.
After 6 days, he stole a car near an Aspen golf course. But he was worn down, sleep deprived, driving erratically, and police stopped him. He was caught and taken back.
Idiot. It just gets worse. He just gets dumber and dumber.
I'm gonna drive this car when I haven't slept in 6 days. This is gonna be the perfect time for me to go.
Right. Oh my god.
Probably felt like Mario on that golden mushroom.
Yeah. And that should have been the end of it. It should have been the moment every weakness in the system closed around him. It should have been enough, but it wasn't.
Back in jail, he started planning again. This time, more carefully, more patiently. According to later accounts, he got a floor plan for the jail, a hacksaw blade, cash smuggled in over time, and he began preparing quietly inside his cell.
How in the fuck did he get a hacksaw blade?
Or the floor plan of the jail. Who?
I'm not too concerned about that. I'm concerned about the hacksaw blade.
Oh,
How
yeah,
the fuck do you get a hacksaw blade?
They have ways.
You stupid fuck.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think it was, she comes in later, but that Carol Boone bitch. I think she was giving him cash.
Oh, the woman he impregnated and married?
Oof, yes.
She
gross.
believed his innocence wildly.
She was dumb.
She was definitely something, because, like, what the
Dumbass.
fuck?
But yeah, we'll get into that later.
Like, what's her evidence? That's what I want to know.
Yeah.
He's just a good man and gave me a good dick, and now I think he's innocent. Oh my God. Sorry. I didn't know you were drinking. My bad.
No.
What's her...
Gross.
I was looking at this and then just thinking, why does she think he's so innocent?
She's gross. She's a
Yeah.
gross bitch.
She even looks gross. She kind of reminds me of that she'd hang out with Candy.
Yeah, she did. She looked ew. Ugh. Yeah. But
Kurt didn't go bang himself.
Yeah.
gross. He lost weight. Enough weight that his body could fit where it hadn't before. And in the evenings, while other inmates were showering, he sawed a hole into the ceiling of his cell. Small at first, then enough. Enough to pull himself upward. Enough to disappear.
There were reports. Movement in the ceiling at night. Sounds. Warnings.
Well, you hear that up there? Oh, it's just Ted Bundy creeping around trying to get out of me.
That's one big ass rat.
Man, that rat won't shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Sorry.
And they weren't followed.
Everyone's just dumb back then or something.
That's what I want to know. What the fuck?
That's what I'm guessing, because how the fuck did she smuggle in a hacksaw blade? Like,
No, I don't know if she... No, I said
Oh.
the cash. She was giving him cash.
she gave him the cash.
That's
but-
what I
Oh,
read.
okay, I was about to say.
I don't know
it-
where he got this blade from. Or
Yeah.
the floor
Well,
plan.
in a hacksaw blade, it's not that easy to just
Exactly.
hide.
No.
Like, it's gonna be long
Let me see.
and noticeable enough.
Especially when you go to hand it off. Like, how the fuck? What? Probably during all those times they were letting them meet up intimately, she was handing him this stuff. Because how else was he able to impregnate her? Because the whole time he knew her, he was locked up. Besides a few
Because
times he
the
escaped.
guards they didn't care.
Exactly. So that's
Pretty sure that's what I read.
they're lucky he wasn't a cop killer.
Yeah.
He got it from other inmates.
Okay. Yeah, because I
Wait.
guess the money he was probably paying them, and they were probably sending it home.
Okay. It was smuggled into the facility by his wife, Carol Boone.
Damn. How the
Oh,
fuck?
how the fuck did she get? Where did she put it at?
The blades, along with roughly $500 in cash, were smuggled to Bundy by a female acquaintance, later identified as his future wife, Carol Ann Boone, during the 6 months leading up to the escape.
Did she get locked up?
I fucking...
Kind of like Cindy Hindy. At this point, she's an accomplice because she's trying to help him escape. And if he gets back out, he's gonna do the same shit. And she thinks she's just gonna live a fat. She was probably gonna murder her too.
I don't know. Idiots.
Well, I mean,
And
he had
who
that
knows? Maybe she was gonna get in on the murdering spree with him.
something.
Who fucking
Bonnie
knows?
and Clyde.
Maybe.
Because wasn't he with somebody the whole time he was doing all that?
Poor Elizabeth.
All the way up until Colorado days, or she left?
Yeah, I think they started to break up around that time.
You know,
Christ.
I feel
Her, I do feel.
I feel
for.
bad.
I know, I feel bad for her.
Bonnie and Clyde
Oh.
because nobody ever came.
Wasn't she wanting to be a model or something?
Something like that, but nobody ever came to identify her body or to
I'm sorry.
pick up.
They had no one.
Well,
Clyde did. Clyde had
but because of
family,
her.
but nobody came to get the body. Nothing. Like, she was just.
Still one of my favorite
well, she burned a lot of bridges. What do you expect?
It's kind of sad just because I was like, damn, at least Clyde had somebody.
Well, that's why I said they didn't like Bonnie, because when they did the autopsy, she had way more bullet holes than he did. They fucking shot the fuck out of her and just hit him a few times to kill him. They made sure she was done.
Yeah.
But she was
riddled
also the
with holes.
powerhouse too. Like, she was the mind behind it. Like, he went along with it, but she's the one who's like, let's do it.
Was it a movie or a TV show with Emile Hirsch?
That was
as
the movie. That was a good one.
Clyde. That was a good one. I enjoyed that one. Yeah, it's interesting.
Like, I don't agree with what they did. The story was good watching it.
No, I mean, I can see why. I mean, that is sad.
Because that's even how the movie started. Like, the marshals were all lined up on the side of the road that they were supposed to be driving down and unloaded. And then it took us back in time to how it all started.
Yeah.
And I was like, what the fuck?
I'd like to watch that again.
Me too.
That part matters too, because this wasn't magic. It wasn't myth. It wasn't some superhuman vanishing act. It was a failure to take seriously what he was willing to do.
By late December 1977, his next trial was approaching. The pressure was building again, and Bundy made his move. On the night of December 30th, with much of the jail staff away for the holidays, he built a decoy in his bed, books and files under a blanket. Made it look like a sleeping body.
He was playing in this. Jesus.
Then, he climbed into the crawl space above his cell, moved through the ceiling, and broke into the apartment of the chief jailer, who was out for the evening.
He changed into street clothes and walked to the front door and left.
So he didn't his disguise was literally just changing his clothes. He didn't try to put a hat on, no makeup, no fucking glasses. He just said, I'll see you guys after the holidays.
He just left out the front door.
He's like, and I will see you after the
All of
holidays.
these people are fucking stupid.
Yeah, because they're like, Oh, he's sleeping. Do you hear anything? Look, there's a body in the bed. Go check.
How do you not notice the hole in the ceiling?
Exactly. You're just like, oh, it's good.
He's like a freaking ferret. Squeezes himself.
I think that hole's been there for a minute.
I think that hole's been
And
there.
prisoners nowadays are like, man, these jails are so strict. You wonder why.
Exactly.
All those lazy assholes back in the day were letting
This
shit
stupid
slip.
fuck.
Yeah.
It's the most easiest thing during checkup. Just go in there and lift the blanket. Be like, oh, fuck, he's gone.
And they didn't even realize he was gone for more than 17 hours.
I told you it gets
This really is like almost
they
a catch me
really-
if you can situation.
This is a really good game of cat and mouse.
If the dude from,
17 hours.
if they just made the dude from Catch Me If You Can a murderer, it would have been the fucking Ted Bundy movie. It's literally what's going on. He just keeps hopping and disappearing and doing it.
Jesus.
But he's not even like trying to wear a disguise or anything. Keeps telling
He
people,
didn't
hey, I'm
even
Ted. Hey, I'm Ted.
Yeah,
Hey, I'm Ted. I'm Ted Bundy.
Hey, I'm Ted Bundy.
Like,
How
yeah.
are you? I'm wanted in like 6 different states right now.
Yeah, the whole
fucking
nation's
idiot.
looking for
Gosh,
me right
he's so
now. I just broke out of
stupid.
jail, but
Idiot.
that's the issue. Is like, I don't think it was him. I think it was them. They were all fucking stupid. This dude wasn't doing anything. He was just walking
both
around
parties.
like, hey, sir, you have a good day, okay? I'll see you later. You look familiar. Did I see you somewhere before?
That's probably.
He's like, no, I just have one of those faces. Oh, yeah.
I just have a face that everyone knows.
You have a good time in Chicago.
Oh yeah, like you said, he'd tell these poor victims that his real fucking name like an idiot. Which I'm glad he did because
what I'm
it
saying.
got the fucker caught.
Stand out differently now.
Well, one of the guys said he didn't recognize him because he grew a beard, and his beard
Yes.
was like a 5 o'clock shadow. I'm like, it wasn't like a beard. It was like a little stubble. I'm like, come on, dude. It looked like he just took 2 days off shaving, and you're like, well, I couldn't recognize him because he had a beard.
Oh my gosh.
Like, yeah, he was definitely not fucking smarter than as smart as he thought, but a lot of the people he was working with, that's probably why they thought he had an IQ, a high IQ. Well, he tricked us. He put fucking books and files under his bed sheet. They're like, he saw the hole in the ceiling. I was wondering what that noise was. I went to get a check at the doctor because I thought I just had a buzzing needle. Kink, 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 kink. But that couldn't have been too small of a hole to fit him in it, because, I mean, yeah, his head, but his shoulders and everything, what he like?
Well, I mean, he
guess
lost
so.
enough weight.
He was already slightly skinny, so he probably. I'm just gonna. Oof, that
Yeah,
hurts.
like me, I can dislocate my arms out of socket. Let me do that, and I can get up in those little holes areas.
But for 17 hours, they didn't know he was gone, so they didn't even try to feed him or check on him for 17 whole hours. They're like, oh, what happened, bro?
By then, he had already stolen a car, caught rides, made it to Denver, boarded a flight to Chicago, and kept moving.
And that's the part that stays with you. Not just that he escaped, but how much time he was given, how many chances, how many moments where the danger was still moving, and nobody knew exactly where he was.
From Chicago, he kept going south eventually, toward Florida, under an alias, trying later to claim he meant to disappear, quietly and stay out of trouble, before falling back into theft and old habits.
But by then, the story had already changed, because this wasn't a suspect waiting for trial anymore. This was a fugitive, a man who had already shown what he was capable of, now loose again. And this time, the next violence would be even worse. The first time, he slipped through a window. The second, he walked out the front door. And by the time anyone understood what that meant, Florida was already next.
By the time Ted Bundy reached Florida, he wasn't the same man investigators had begun tracking. He wasn't careful in the same way. He wasn't controlled.
He was running, and that changes everything.
January 1978. Bundy arrives in Tallahassee under an alias. No job, No real plan.
Just movement.
And the same patterns started to surface again.
January 15th, early morning hours. A sorority house on the campus of Florida State University.
Woman asleep, no warning, no conversation, no help this time. He enters through a broken lock, moves through the house, room to room.
Margaret Bowman, Lisa Levy, both killed. Others attacked but survived. And for the first time, he leaves something behind. Evidence.
This wasn't calculated in the same way. It was faster, more chaotic.
More visible, more desperate.
Just hours later, another attack. Cheryl Thomas survives, but with permanent injuries.
Weeks later, February 1978.
Kimberly Leach, 12 years old.
Taken from school in the middle of the day, a child who never made it home.
By this point, everything had changed. This wasn't the same pattern investigators had been tracking. This was something else.
Because now, he wasn't hiding anymore. He was unraveling, and the violence was only getting worse.
But it didn't last. Because by then, the space around him was starting to close in.
And it is awful for all these women, but she was 12.
Piece of shit.
I mean, it's awful for, I don't know, all of them. It's awful.
It's a good thing he's dead.
Fucker.
He deserves to rot in hell for the rest of his existence.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I hope his skin is peeling off of his body.
Yeah,
millisecond by millisecond. Like,
millisecond.
it has to be the slowest peel coming off of his skin.
Yeah. Ass fucker. On February 12th, he left Tallahassee, driving west across the Florida Panhandle.
3 days later, around 1 in the morning, a police officer in Pensacola ran the plates of the car he was driving, and something came back.
The vehicle was stolen. And when the officer told him he was under arrest, he ran.
Idiot. Oh my gosh. Okay. It's just an idiot.
Broski is trying everything in his damnedest to get away from these people, and it ain't working.
No. He kicked the officer to the ground and took off into the dark. 2 warning shots were fired, and then he was tackled, subdued, and arrested.
Inside the car, there were stolen items. IDs, credit cards, belongings tied to college student, and pieces of a disguise.
The officers who arrested him didn't know who he had just caught. Didn't know he had just taken down one of the most wanted men in the country.
But Bundy did, because as he was being taken into custody, he said something. I wish you had killed me. So what stands out to you the most about how this all escalated?
The amount of dumbasses on the case.
Yeah, like, how can you escape so many times? Like,
gosh.
especially when you walked out the front door. Like, what?
I know. I don't know.
I'm just gonna mosey on out.
For one, he already escaped once from the courthouse. You think there would be extra security on his ass?
You would think they would put him in, like, solitude or something.
Yes, because he has that. I mean, he's done it before. He's getting.
I mean, what was the longest he was actually on the run?
It was, what, 6 days or something?
6 days,
okay,
I think.
So days. It just, I mean, I understand disguises and people could look different when they're disguised, but if it was only 6 days.
Well, that was for the first time he escaped. It was 6 days. So on the second one, he was on the run for over a month and a half, for 47 days. During his second escape. For the first escape, it was 6 days.
47. Like, that's a little more, but still, like...
He's a fucking dumbass.
Yeah. There's just...
And this is why he did.
so many fumbles going on in this situation.
And I was reading his disguises. He would he grew it wasn't even a long ass, it wasn't even a long beard anyways, but then he would part his hair different. You think he would dye his hair or
My
something.
thing is, this time, he was being more blunt in his... Well, he was always blunt, but, he was abducting people from schools.
I
Little
know.
children.
Could be like Mickey
Piece of
Rourke
shit.
and get your face completely rechanged.
Yeah, he's stealing cars, running around in open daylight. You guys are acting like he's physically changing and altering things that you wouldn't be able to notice, and it's just insane. Somebody had to recognize him, and they're just like, oh, well, let's just not even worry about that.
Well, he tried to stay out of trouble too until his...
He tried.
Yeah, idiot. He's an idiot. I'm glad
As
he's dead.
soon as they knew who he was the first
I would
time,
have shot.
And
he
what's
should have
fucked
been
up-
put in solitary confinement to the point of where he could have not left anywhere.
Well, what's fucked up is because they didn't watch him or give him enough security. He went on to kill those 3 other women and that 12-year-old.
Yeah,
And I'm sorry to the people that were there that didn't pay attention. I hope that guilt is on you all the time.
Yes,
'cause
you
what
should have
the
paid attention. I don't understand.
That's 3 more people
Exactly.
that were killed for no reason other than this dude got off on killing women.
Yeah, that's the only thing. He didn't have no mental disabilities. He was not insane. He was high IQ'd. He was considered a smart person. He was just making terrible decisions and
Again, you got the smarts, but the common sense out the door.
gone. The judge even said, in another world, he probably would have been a great prosecutor and he would have loved to work with him, but he chose a different path.
He chose the shit ass path.
And usually they do. I don't know what it is about those with higher IQs, but they usually turn into serial
Yeah,
killers.
because Kemper had a high IQ.
Still higher than him.
Yeah,
Bundy's was high, but Kemp's is up there.
Yeah,
What,
it was
Dahmer's was
approximately
high.
136. It's considered well above average and in the gifted range.
Yeah.
This high intelligence combined with charm and manipulation allowed him to evade detection and deceive others, though he was not
I don't
of
get the
genius
charm.
level.
Yeah, I don't get the whole he was such a good looking guy. I am so sick and tired of that. Stop putting that, even stop including that in the documentaries. He was not a good looking guy.
Yeah, because usually when somebody says someone's charming, it usually comes with, you have to be at least a decent looking person. And this dude is fucking, ugh.
No.
His left eye's a little higher than his right eye. He got a big ass weird nose, kind of skinny. And
I'm just
And he had a
like,
unibrow.
yeah,
Yeah.
what the fuck are
I
you
mean,
guys?
nothing wrong with the unibrows, I guess. I guess, because he wasn't I wouldn't say creepy looking, he still kept,
I guess that too.
He
He wasn't
still-
like a creep, but he wasn't fucking.
he kept
Brad
himself
Pitt.
together.
I was about to say, he's no fucking, for me, Robert Downey Jr. or anything.
Well, yeah, but
Yeah, I'll never understand that. They're like, this guy's handsome, and I look at these pictures and I'm like,
I'm just like, where's the handsomeness
my
coming
mom
from?
thought he was handsome.
Bundy?
Yeah, well, your mom's thought some people were handsome that are not handsome.
I know. I'm like, ew, Mom, what the fuck?
But again, though, in those times, you
Yeah.
know, people you weren't influenced by social media,
Right,
You know,
right.
You weren't seeing all these young kids and stuff getting all ripped and
Yeah. He was finally caught, but the story wasn't over, because what came next wasn't about running, it was about control, until the very end.
In part 4, we step inside the courtroom, where Ted Bundy stops running and starts performing, where someone still chooses to believe him enough to marry him, and where in his final days, he finally starts to talk. But even then, the truth isn't what it seems.
Yeah, and originally this was going to be 3 parts, but there's just so much detail, so that's why, I know last time we said this was going to be the last one, but yeah.
We're making it a 4-parters, bitches.
4 parts, because The part 3, when I had it all combined, it was just way too... I'm like, okay, we need a break from this fucking... Yeah, anyways. 4 parts.
And that concludes part 3 of our Ted Bundy series. If you've been listening with us, thank you. It truly means more than you know. Make sure you're following us on Spotify and Apple Podcast so you don't miss what's coming next.
And if you're enjoying Veil of Echoes, please leave us a review. It helps reach more people and helps continue telling these stories.
Starting next month, we're launching our monthly giveaways. And one of the ways to enter is by leaving a review on Apple or Spotify, taking a screenshot, and sending it to us. Simple as that.
We're also working on something new for this summer. A series built around your stories. The ones you can't explain. And we want to hear them. Send them to us at veilofechoespodcast@gmail.com.
And we need your help with something else. We're choosing a name for our listeners. So if you guys have any ideas, please send that to us too. We might just use it.
And this Friday, we're leaving the United States. Traveling to a place in India where entering after dark is forbidden by law. Not recommended, not discouraged. Forbidden.
The legend of the Bangar Fort is one of the most unsettling in the world, and we'll step inside of it this Friday.
Until next time, keep your ears open.
And the veil closed.